Hey loves, this is Janelle, the relationship coach behind the Successful Invisible, and I wanted to bring you today's episode of Response and React because this was messy. So let's talk about it. What actually went down in the Ray J and Princess Love Thanksgiving fiasco? Because, baby, this wasn't a holiday. This was a hazard zone with stuffing on the side. And before anybody jumps in my comments, but they've been through so much or that's still her family. No, what we witnessed was not marital tension and it wasn't holiday stress, not even regular celebrity mess. What we saw was a dangerous man spiraling on live stream, a mother trying to grab her kids in a situation that could have gone left in a heartbeat. And what's wild, women are still defending this dynamic, still saying, but she wanted the kids to have a family Thanksgiving, still hoping Ray J will magically become the man he keeps showing us he is not. Sis, at some point, we have to stop romanticizing dysfunction just because it's familiar. When a man pulls out a whole pew-pew on live with your babies in the room, that's not a storyline. That's a spiritual and psychological evacuation order.
Thanksgiving is a time where everybody's supposed to be thankful and happy, but apparently not in Ray J and Princess Love home. Apparently, Ray J just got locked up and put in the slammer, and here's why.
Drive drunk, princess.
Right, you just
Drive
pointed,
drunk.
you just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk.
You just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk, princess. Go ahead. You want to take my kids? You and your drunk cousin? Cause y'all drunk and y'all alcoholics. Take my kids then. Go ahead. Who's gonna drive? Tony. He's been drinking
I'm not
too.
driving.
Who's been driving?
Well, that live stream led to TMZ breaking the report that Ray J got locked up, and he is in custody in the Los Angeles area. And apparently, it is for having the pow pow. Now, nobody has been able to tell us how this all started, but clearly we see where this is all ending. And I personally just feel bad for the kids because she's literally holding her daughter while all of this is happening. And the fact that all of this was being live streamed is also really scary. This is not what Thanksgiving is supposed to be about. But most importantly, I'm praying for everybody's safety in this situation because this is scary.
Sometimes I wish there was no social media so I wouldn't have to see shit like Ray J and Princess Love. That fucking relationship is so traumatizing. You mean to tell me he pointed a pew-pew allegedly at Princess's head while she had her daughter in his hands? And Princess is allegedly off her rocker, bottle after bottle. Her cousin is passed out doing all of this shit. You mean to tell me you didn't hear this man? Not one point, and now Ray J is arrested on Thanksgiving Day. Like, Princess, you should have left that man alone. That man give you an inch, and and you take a mile with it. Parental care is all y'all should be worrying about, because baby, that relationship is dead. Did you not see how he treated old girl on live stream? Like, I hope this is not true because this is getting a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Ray J done lost his goddamn mind. Like, seriously. And Princess, it's time for you to pack it up and move on with your life. And I do mean move on. Because that man, at this point, I don't think he rapped too tight.
So I watched the 4-minute clip of Ray J on live of when he pulled out the pew pew and then loaded the clip and then said that he was going to shoot at anyone that opened the door and then proceeded to open the door and then point the pew pew at Princess when she's trying to get her children and then threaten to unalive anyone that tried to take his children away from him. And my thing is, Ray J needs psychiatric help. Like, enough is enough. Ray J is beyond unhinged, and at this point, he's dangerous because he had no problem pulling out the pew-pew knowing that his kids were there. He had no problem saying that he was going to unalive anyone that got into his space knowing that his kids was there, but then threatening to unalive people when they're trying to take the kids out of there for safety. Like, that man needs help. Like, it's not funny no more. I know some people find Ray J funny or entertaining with his chaoticness or whatever, but, like, even with the way he's been acting recently, the way he's been acting on Love Cabin, acting, the way he's been interacting with everyone on live. Like, that man, like, is not okay. Princess did what any mother would do, and that was taking her kids to safety. She didn't want her kids around someone erratic like that, regardless if that's their dad or not. And I believe Princess when she said that he's a woman abuser on that life. I believe it tenfold. And I don't fault Princess for being there. People are saying, well, Princess and Ray J need to break up. They have broken up. Princess just wanted her kids to be with their dad for Thanksgiving. God forbid a woman wants her kids to be around their family for Thanksgiving. God forbid. That's why Princess said, I just wanted to have a good Thanksgiving. And look at what Ray J does. And then does it on live at that. That's how you know that man is really not right in the head. He literally put out the pew-pew on live. And is giving not only psychiatric help, but like inpatient rehabilitation. Like rugs, they make you go paranoid like that. Okay? That was nothing but paranoia. This man pulled out on pew-pew on live saying that he was going to unalive anyone that opened the door with it. Literally pointed it at his baby mama, then said that she was lying when she accused him of doing that, even though it happened on live. But then 2 seconds later is threatening to unalive anyone in his face with it. That man that was trying to get Ray J to calm down, Ray J's threatening to unalive him over and over and over again. But you didn't just point the people at Princess? Like, that's crazy and that's dangerous. I hope that Princess doesn't force the issue of him being a dad at this moment, because someone like that doesn't need to be around their kids. Princess needs to get full legal and physical custody, and Ray J needs to get visitation. Ray J needs to go to rehab. He needs to get psychiatric help, and he needs to get it together. And he better hope and pray he don't get arrested for threatening to unalive everybody with that pew-pew, because that's illegal, honey bun.
Although nobody asked me, if I were Princess, I wouldn't even feel comfortable being around Ray J without the police. They've been fighting for so long, I'm not even surprised that they don't even care about the kids being around. Busting out a pew-pew on the live, ain't no way. His account should have got restricted, banned, because he knew we could see that. Now, who bailed him out on Thanksgiving when everything's supposed to be closed is unbeknownst to me. I know I don't want no man that pushed me in the pool. I can't swim. That would have been my last scene and season. All those Love and Hip Hop Hollywood moments with Princess and Tierra Marie, I knew Tierra wasn't lying. We just had to see it for ourselves. Sonya better come and get her son, because I know she didn't have a leash around Brandy and thought the boy was exempt.
Ray J and Princess is giving Bobby and Whitney. I'm sorry. If I'm not mistaken, Princess already knew how Ray J was before she even decided to lay down and have babies with him and Maria. Some people just live for the toxic shit. Like, I think that is like a kink or something. Like, I really think that it's a kink. And the only people that I really feel bad for in this situation is the children. Ray J needs to go to rehab, and Princess, I don't know what she need to do. Like,
Ray J is a type of family member that you just roll your eyes at as soon as he enters the family function, because you know he's going to be on some bullshit and cause some type of chaos with somebody in the house. And that's exactly what he did with his own family on Thanksgiving. Homeboy ended up arrested and banned from Twitch because he thought it was smart to be on Twitch and pull a pow-pow out on Princess and Princess's cousin's boyfriend. And this is while he was streaming. Matter of fact, somebody said, and I'm not sure if it's true, but somebody said that he was actually loading the pow-pow while he was streaming. And you want to act like you shocked because you got banned from Twitch? Princess said that Ray J wanted her to cook Thanksgiving dinner, so she obliged and decided to go over his house and cook Thanksgiving dinner for them. Well, evidently they got in an argument, and the argument got so bad where he decided to pull a pow-pow out on them. And of course, in any mother's fashion, she goes and grabs her kids to get out the house. He had the nerve to question and be mad at Princess as to why she was trying to get the kids out the house while he was around there acting the fool. And at this point, Princess, I wish you would just quit putting yourself in this situation. I understand you want your family, because what single mother would not want their family to be together? But Ray J don't know how to act. He has no sense. So at this point, why don't you just set up a middleman where you ain't ever got to see that man ever again? You already say you do all the things. As far as parenting is concerned, you do them on your own. And all Ray J does is go out and party and get drunk. So my thing is, whenever he wants to see the kids, have a middle person so you ain't got to see that man ever again in your life. Because if you don't do that, it's making it seem like you toxic as well.
Princess Love and any other young lady, I need y'all to use your survival skills versus winning an argument with the videos I just noticed with Ray J and Princess Love. I was able to look at the full video, right? Now, here's what I'm talking about. Ray J No, let me go this way. Princess already stated from the beginning that Ray J pulled a pew-pew on her. And I'm listening to Ray J saying, I will use it multiple times in this video. And I'm noticing Princess Love having the baby in her hand, or the little girl in her hand, and keep going and walking back, going back and forth with Ray J. Here's the thing. Let me say it like this. Where I'm from, there's a saying, don't pull it unless you're going to use it. Okay? If you know, you know. Do not pull it unless you're going to use it. So where I'm from, the moment someone either pulled it like she said he did or threatened to use it, it's time to separate. I'm not going to try to win an argument. We're not going to go back and forth. So I'll be honest, that video with her going back and forth with Ray J, I don't care if people in the house, it's time for us to leave. You do not play with your life. If we haven't learned nothing this year, is don't play with no one with a pew-pew threatening to use it. So to other ladies, please use your survival skills versus winning an argument.
Let's jump into my favorite part of all of the content I post on YouTube, and that's just my thoughts, where I get to kind of express what I feel about whatever we have read or gone over. So let's get into it. All right, here are the 5 main points that I really want to emphasize from these clips about this incident at Thanksgiving between Ray J, Princess Love, a pew-pew, and all the foolishness. And the children were there. And then some relationship coaching lessons that I want to emphasize on the back end. So, main point 1. The situation escalated into real physical danger on live stream with children present. Ray J allegedly pulled out a weapon, made threats, and acted erratically while Princess Love held their child and while everything streamed in real time. So, a coaching lesson here that I really want to emphasize is when safety is in question, the relationship conversation ends. There is no co-parenting, no keeping the family together, and no, it was just a bad night. The moment a partner becomes volatile, unpredictable or armed, your only job is survival, not negotiation. A healthy relationship requires safety first. Physical safety, mental safety, emotional safety, psychological safety, financial safety, spiritual safety. If safety is gone, the relationship is over. So really think about if you have ever been in a similar scenario, maybe not quite as extreme, but a similar scenario where your safety was threatened, especially your physical safety, because that's probably the most immediate you can recognize and hopefully get out of. A second point I want to emphasize, or second main point I want to emphasize, is Princess Love was trying to have a normal Thanksgiving, right? But ended up trying to rescue her kids from chaos. Despite no longer being together, she still wanted the kids to spend time with their father for the holiday, which is a totally normal desire and expectation from people who are no longer married but have children together. So the coaching lesson here is good intentions cannot override reality. A lot of women try to create Hallmark moments with men who have a lifetime subscription to chaos, okay? Trying to keep the peace for the kids often backfires when the father is emotionally unstable. Your desire, or a woman's desire for family, should never cost her her safety or the children's safety, because that's exactly what we saw, and that was very frightening to observe, even as somebody on a phone watching this on social media. Good intentions have to go out of the window and reality needs to come into play. Main point number 3. Ray J's behavior showed signs of paranoia, instability, and emotional dysregulation. Now, I am no mental health professional. I am not here to diagnose anyone. I'm not qualified to do that. But based upon my observation of what was going on, that whole scene was wild, and Ray J is going through and dealing with a lot. From loading the weapon on camera to threatening strangers, he appeared to be spiraling, not thinking logically, and incapable of self-control. So the coaching lesson here is do not normalize dysfunction because it's familiar. If you have watched the show, their reality show where they have been on for years, it's something out in LA. I can't remember it right now. But we have seen dysfunction with this couple since the beginning. Many women excuse instability in men because they're used to his moods, his drinking, or his stress. But a man who cannot regulate himself becomes a man who cannot protect you, and often becomes a man you must protect yourself from. Your nervous system knows when someone is unsafe. Trust that. Trust your gut, because your gut is your second brain. This has become so normalized with them. I believe Princess Love has started to completely override her sense of safety because of her interactions with Ray J have always been very chaotic and all over the place. Maybe not to this extent, but she's normalized it. And look where they're at. Main point number 4. Princess Love continued trying to argue or reason with him while he was allegedly armed. This was likely a trauma response. Survival instincts competing with the emotional impulse to fix the situation. And what the scarier thing about this is that the way she reacted also signaled to me as an observer, this is probably not the first time this has happened. That's why she was continued to argue with him. Okay. Which is even scarier. So the coaching lesson here is stop trying to win emotional arguments with people who are emotionally unwell. When someone is volatile, the goal is not to be heard. The goal is to be safe. Many women stay in dangerous situations because they want closure, accountability, or fairness. But the truth is, you cannot negotiate with instability. Your power is in disengaging, not debating. And also, that's where your safety lies. In this situation, it probably would have been best for Princess Love to immediately go into safety and protect mode. But once again, because that exchange seems somewhat normalized and like this wasn't the first time, I believe that natural fear that would have been there for most of us wasn't necessarily immediate and present, which is, like I said, even a more concerning thought. And the 5th main point I wanted to drive home with this is the public agrees. Princess Love needs distance, boundaries, legal protection, and supervised exchanges. Everyone watching the situation unfold pointed out that this pattern has existed for years and that continued contact keeps dragging her back into this chaos. The coaching lesson here is separation without boundaries is just a break between trauma cycles. If you leave a toxic partner but stay accessible, stay emotionally involved, or continue trying to make family moments happen, you haven't actually left. You've paused the chaos until the next episode. Healthy boundaries are not punishment. They are protection and preservation, right? And these are the things that I really hope Princess Love gets, especially when children are involved. Structured saves lives. So court orders, supervised exchanges, third-party communication, zero contact during escalations, no more one last chance because it's the holidays, because those are often the events when women and children are unalived because the man escalates to almost a point of no return. So let me know your thoughts on this whole thing where Ray J, pulled out a pew-pew during the Thanksgiving live stream he was on, had his kids in the house, had, Princess Love trying to get her kids out safely in all of this madness. I'm curious to hear if you've ever been a part of something like this, and if you have, how you've gotten out of it, and what are some of the boundaries that you personally have in place to not even engage or get to this point with anyone. At the end of the day, this Ray J and Princess Love situation is more than gossip. It's a reminder that your peace, your safety, and your children's well-being are not negotiation tools. You cannot fix a man who refuses to fix himself, and you cannot co-parent with chaos. When someone shows you they're unstable, unhealed, and unpredictable, believe the behavior, not the apology they whisper after the dust settles. So if this hit a nerve, if you've ever felt torn between wanting your family and needing your sanity, come get the support you deserve. My coffee exclusive coaching community is designed for high achieving women who are done glamorizing dysfunction and ready to build relationships rooted in emotional safety, self-respect, and discernment. You'll get guidance, weekly guidance usually, deep dive commentary, protective dating strategies, and a sisterhood that actually gets it. Join us on Coffee and start choosing yourself with the same urgency you've been choosing others. Your peace is not optional, your boundaries are not negotiable, and your next chapter starts with you recognizing you will never tolerate foolish